Welcome back, everybody. So, should be getting into the lobby shortly. Both players are online, and it's been about 2 minutes. That's how that works. And the maps are already pre-chosen as well in the veto system. So
actually, who is? Sorry, I'll update the title of the stream too. Jjakji versus
Zanster.
Ooh, I kind of like this actually. Zanster is a wild card in my books when it comes to this matchup. I mean, specifically between these players, not CBT, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Zanster's been able to win some really weird games against players that have felt really outclassed him in the past. This is actually not a for sure win for Jjakji at all. I feel like you put this against like another typical European, and maybe it's a little bit more Jjakji favored because he's pretty good at TvZ. But versus Zanster, I'm actually excited for this.
Yeah, I don't know how to call it. Jjakji was on a tear for, I want to say, about half a month, where I was like, yeah, Jjakji's actually doing pretty well, and like, yeah, he's actually like in like the big leagues, and then he dropped. So there's like that one shining moment where it was almost back to Jjakji. Well, to be honest, even when he won a GSL, it wasn't actually. He wasn't that impressive up to that point.
That's the GSL everyone phoned in sick for.
Well, kind of. Like
that's all I'm hearing.
It was almost one of the forgotten GSLs. I want to say. Actually.
Well, I think for me, like again, going back to Zanster for a second, I look at this a lot less on who his opponent is, and like people like to talk about TLO being creative, right, and all this stuff. I never saw TLO get Grandmaster with no gas builds, right? Like, Zanster has done some weird stuff, he's done some fun stuff, and he's had some legitimately just normal good games as well. I really, truly, honestly don't know where he's at in the game right now. At Austin, he wasn't looking too shabby. I had some decent chats with him, but other than that, I don't know, man. Jjakji, good, bad, in between. I'm looking at Zanster on this matchup a lot more.
Such a question mark to me. He's a funny guy. I was gonna mention, thinking about the GSL finals that most people forget, Jjakji versus Lenok, which I think if Jjakji were to win this, he would go up against Lenok. That's how the brackets are gonna go. Just kind of a cool rematch. But that's for the future. Zanster is going to be a tough opponent, and kind of, yeah. I still think, like, wild card's really not the right word, even though he is kind of like a wild card as a person, as a player. Jjakji just...
get some drinks in him. He's a real wild card, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Jjakji just, I can't tell. Like, I want to say he's like a super solid Korean Terran, and that's high praise, right? But he just doesn't appear in enough stuff. So,
okay, so you have to do something really important right now that you have not done. Well, two important things, actually.
What's that?
Number one is I need you to find an appropriate profile picture to use for my face today. Something that you think would just be so Rifkin.
Okay, so not the one.
And you're not. Oh, I don't know. What did you have? I just saw blank space.
This is the selfie.
Oh. I say just as long as it's not the thing Dom posted on Twitter. Secondly, my God, woman, fix the bit boss. What is this white box around it? It's horrible.
Oh, you don't want to. You don't want to. It doesn't.
What?
It doesn't do anything else. Like, I've tried taking the white box away, and it just doesn't work.
How are you running it through your thing right now?
It's the window capture.
Yeah, but even then, it still has like a green screen option. Can you not just do that?
Well, now it's gone.
Like, you can make the background blue and then just chroma key the blue out.
Yeah, I tried chroma keying it. Well, now it's gone. You made me look, and now it's gone. Oh, it's
like
back.
the whole bit boss thing is gone.
I don't know what happened. It just left. It was gone.
So I gotta take a coffee break. I'll be a couple of minutes. BRB.
I swear that's what happened.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to Ninjetti for the 12 months. Hey, that's 1 year. That's a part 2. Resub says, it's been a good year. Happy to help you guys. Thanks for years worth of fun. Aw. And then Starkya with a brand new sub. Thank you for joining us here on the Base Trade Brigade. And I don't know if we got Zaros, but I'll just give him a shout out anyways to be safe. 4 months on that hype train. Whoop, whoop. Welcome back.
We'll fix that after.
Well, for those who don't know, just to buy Zombie up a few more seconds, I suppose. If you hit 12 months on your resub, you're eligible for a real-life Partouf coin. It's a really cool, really real thing that we love sending out to folks. So, Ninjetti, what you have to do is send us a private message, not a whisper, but a private message, direct message to the channel, and I'll reply with a form that you need to fill out. So, hit us up. We'll get you caught up after the cast.
You know what, though? I think I did a pretty good job with the overlay bar, so...
I feel like I'm excited to wait and see.
I feel like you're gonna find a pixel off, and I'm gonna be screwed. All right, in the bottom right, in this brand new best of 3, it is the Red Terran jjakji.
And his opponent, top left, he's blue, he's European, it's Zanster.
Like a
Wait,
pan.
Zanster and Sidestorm Gaming? Oh, that's right, they picked him up just recently. I forgot about that.
Like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I saw him post that picture on Twitter with the jersey and everything.
Jersey and everything. No, yeah, that's pretty cool. They like their Zerg.
That's true.
Okay. Anyways, the... Oh, I heard a noise. I think... Okay, so I gotta say this. Like, there's 2 stories that I've missed out on talking about so far. Because the last cast that we did was actually, like, kind of action-packed and really quick. So, like, I just never got any time to say it. But I'm gonna tell it now, right? We have, like, pretty common openers here. Like, you know, yeah, Hatch Pool, whatever. And then Jack should go for a Reaper Expand. But, one, I think my apartment is haunted. Okay. Why, do you ask? Because, one...
Wait, back up. Say it again.
I think my apartment is haunted.
Why?
One, Sasha got weirdly sick when she was here. Okay. Just, like, out of nowhere, like, stomach pains, and then they just, like, they went away after, like, an hour. Okay, that was weird. Okay, and then 2...
Sure she didn't just have gas?
Look, okay, there's multiple parts to this. 2, while she was sick, right, music started playing on my phone, which, like, okay, that can happen, right? Like, someone accidentally presses, like, the play key. I literally pick up my phone and go to, like, what apps are playing to see if the music app is open, and there's no apps open. So I literally have to open the music app and, like, push it to another song to pause it, okay? That was weird. And then the most damning of them all, okay, is number 3, where I'm gonna start, like, recording my balcony, okay, if it happens once again, where for the past 4 nights, there's a basket outside and there's shoes outside, and every night they have moved approximately 1 foot to the left in an organized manner, like not like thrown over because of the wind. Okay,
the shoes moved 1 foot over.
Well, everything moved 1 foot over, but like it's not the wind, because they didn't like go like, you know, no
zombie
like,
grub, please
shut up. Look, okay. Look, it's haunted. That is the creepiest part. And there's also like a lot of noises and stuff that creep me out.
Natural.
Oh, that natural.
Yeah, you know where all the drones are tied? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Well, I was also gonna look at the SCVs, but nope, there's Hellions over there. Weren't enough links to do anything about it, so just 5 drones for 2 Hellions. That is pretty good. And a Banshee follow-up with an armory. Ooh. Okay, well, I don't usually ping Josh. He's a mech player.
No. If Josh playing mech, I think this is a big mistake. Zanster's already a really big Swarmhouse player in the past, and combined with the fact that European Zerg know how to beat mech and Korean Zerg don't. Like, we watch Korean Zerg players go against mech, and it looks like a joke. You're like, these are some of the best Zerg players in the world. Why are they dying to this? I don't think that'll be the case with Zanster.
That is a good point. Maybe Jokshi has heard this infamous thing called the Swarmhouse and wants to see it for himself.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta draw out the legend, the dragon.
Yeah, exactly. It's like drawing out Cthulhu. The Swarmhouse come out and they're like Cthulhu at the time. I think it's the case. I'd be excited though. Like, that would, for me, that was really like a point where just like people were, one region was complaining about something else, and then we finally got to see it with someone. I want to say it was Gumi versus the European, and it was just a complete different matchup when it came to the Europeans. But anyways, Hellbat attack, more importantly, with that armory, and the Banshee still alive, adding in a bit of damage. These Queens look like they're gonna be enough, but this did take out a lot, and there's actually some more Hellions being rallied over here.
Yeah, transfuses are good though, and this I think has not snowballed for what could have been a surprising amount of damage. I really like the conservative use of the links too, sending in a couple at a time. Banshee
Yeah,
comes back
yeah.
from round 2. I mean, the queens are a bit low, sure, but yeah, there's more transfuses where that came from.
Yeah, there's no Overseer. The lair's not even halfway done, so they need that protection of the Spore Crawler to help out against this Banshee.
This has been a really good hold though, I gotta say. Like he took very, very little damage, and he's still sitting on 50 drones from that. So, by the way, jjakji is not going back. He's going for just a later stim, and I don't know that the damage he did, like he didn't even force out that many legs, right? Usually we talk about this, and you're like, well, you know, the Zerg player to cut drones and make like 400 lings to deal with this. No, not the case. 4 queens held like a boss, and now he's sitting here with 49 drones, a pretty comfortable count of everything, and I don't think he's in trouble unless these Hellions can get some sort of follow-up damage.
I mean, if for someone who's ended up going bio, by the way, Sim, double engineering bay, a lot more barracks on the way, just everything at once. This was a heavy commitment into Hellions and Banshees. It's 4 Banshees total and like 14 Hellions, something like that. Like that's a lot.
Samgo,
What?
when it comes to Terran, don't you just wish they would Banshees?
No, I mean they took away the T-Rex, didn't they?
Oh no! Hellions the middle line, but stop some Hellbats. Hellions, they would have got way more damage. Oh, man.
Yeah, maybe. I'd like that split though. I thought the Banelings would be a response, and then jjakji barely split at the last second. I mean, thing is, you can't really let Hellbats just do damage. They will kill buildings eventually.
This is certainly going to be time, but time better too. Might off the Hellbat percent up, pissed off. Yeah, Jack is not getting the damage. Really get hit at the end, of course. Not good enough to kill much.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
that... What?
Go on, I'll say it.
Okay, well, the double medevac drop is almost ready to go. Unfortunately, not only was like a lot of production delayed because of the opener, which, I mean, that was just like lost mining time, and it maybe messed up Zanster's build a little bit. It's also just like the upgrades are a bit later. The combat shield's obviously is going to be very late, and Zanster already on a 4th base is going to try and start spreading that creep. Mutas won't be out for some time, I guess, so maybe this drop survives and does some pretty significant damage, but they said it doesn't have combat shields, and it's only 1.5 drop. For the Wood of Mine.
Yeah, the gold base is a little exposed, but you know, there's banelings that he didn't have to use against the Hellbats. Just here on the left side waiting to go in. Wood of Mine's gonna go off and get a pretty good hit. He target fires the top of the banelings, focus fires the remaining 2, but the surrounding links and queens will still push this off.
It's kind of cool focus fire.
Yo, I just realized, sorry, chat was catching up, obviously, stream delay and all that. The ghost story for a moment. I now understand why poltergeists do what they do. Cause like I realize in real life, I think I would be like a not dead poltergeist. Like if I'm staying with a friend, I love doing things where like you just open cupboards and doors and see if they notice and just like mess with them in a very polite manner. Nothing malicious, right? So suddenly you're like, huh, why are the cups everywhere? I must be haunted. And I'd be like, yeah, totally haunted, not pranked. Got him.
I've always wanted to go home and just slightly tilt all the frames, you know?
Oh, that would slightly tilt your mother, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, see how much my mother is annoyed by it.
3rd base getting attacked by Zanster. Gets right into those mineral lines. A lot of SCVs already going down.
There's a big doom drop in the main base, and this looks like it might just be cleaned up. Yeah, with reinforcements for sure. Meters are out, but are there any banelings to help here? The Wood of Mines are covering the ramp, getting them some okay shots. Here come the banelings finally, and they are going to be enough, I think, to clean this up.
Yeah, for jjakji, this, I think, looked a lot scarier than it was. I mean, it's a triple drop hitting the main, but until those drones start dying, I'm not convinced that this is that much damage yet. This, however, drives off the gold base mining.
This wasn't so bad. I mean, those Marines in the main base lasted a lot longer than I thought they would, and this base is going to go down.
Yeah, main base ended up being a better distraction than an actual amount of damage done, and that still works out in favor of jjakji for sure. Zanster sitting on 74 drones, though. I don't think is sweating it just yet, but losing that base certainly hurts.
Coming in from multiple angles actually ends up working against Zanster there. He had no banelings for support. Does he have any banelings at all? He has 5. He hasn't really taken the time to remake them.
That's going to be an issue.
Yeah, that's not enough. There's a decent amount of crease spread, but it is being cleaned up very, very quickly here. A very strong rally from jjakji, even on this really large map, might just do the trick. That's it for the Banelings. That's it for the Lings. GG.
jjakji runs away with game 1. Which I'm really impressed by out of jjakji, because I felt like his opening did not get much of anything done. And I thought Zanster held really well, but then just kind of the mid game exploded on him, and it felt like Zanster was just overwhelmed.
Yeah. I thought the Hellbats didn't do too much either, but there might have been more like just whatchamacallit, like unseen damage. I mean, there's a lost mining time, and they did lose a couple of drones, and the like second Hellbat attack where he just stayed on the third base and just like stopped them from mining for a long time was probably more damage than they gave it credit for. But I also think maybe Zanster just got his momentum changed up, whereas jjakji, like, despite investing so much, like 4 Banshees and like more than 10 Helens is a lot of investment, they'd have still a pretty, big explosion of macro. So I don't know. Next map it's gonna be Abyssal. Actually asked for the maps this time.
So is my mic messed up, or was that just during the game? I'm just reading chat.
Just during the game.
Cool. Yeah, we talked about this before, guys. Zombie I don't know what causes this, what setting she has on. She allegedly, I say allegedly because like I actually don't believe her at this point, right? She allegedly has like disabled all the things that would cause this to do this. So we really are at a loss for like why this happens. If there's anyone out there that knows audio as like their job and they could solve this, we're definitely open to suggestions. But yeah, unfortunately, for whatever reason, it just poops out when things get loud and things get noisy.
Poop. Oh.
Oh no, your mom's flying Canada Air?
Business class.
Still, Air Canada is like the worst.
I think it's like when people say United is the worst before and after the whole incident.
No, okay, so actually, here's the thing. Air Canada is the worst in a nice way. But then what I mean by this is like, it's a perfectly fine plane ride. I don't think you ever hear these horror stories of like people's pets dying on Air Canada like you do with like, United and stuff. But Air Canada has a lot of really dumb little things that just make me infuriated. Like, for example, you can't have headphones on like half an hour into the flight. And you have to take them off like half an hour before landing. And this is like no exception. Like it's so like, and then during the flight, there's really dumb rules about like, even though the seatbelt's unbuckled, you can't go to the bathroom at certain times. Like, I have a lot of problems with Air Canada.
I don't like the Porter does the same thing. I just figured it was Canadian stuff that made you do that, but I don't know.
Welcome to Canada, where we have really strict flight rules that make no sense and bad internet.
I mean, that's what I thought, man. I don't know what to tell you. But no, like I feel like business class is like forgives all of that, and it was much cheaper than Korean Air.
Is it business or Canada Rouge or whatever?
What the fuck is Canada Rouge?
It's like their fancy name for business class, and it's
I
not
mean,
very good.
I'm pretty sure I hit business class and I booked it for. I don't remember seeing Rouge anywhere. That's so stupid. Okay, well, it's game number 2, and in the bottom right, down 1, it is the red Zerg Zanster.
Not out of it yet, though. His opponent, up 1, feeling good. In the top left, the blue Terran jjakji. Now, what's kind of interesting is, I know whatever for in terms of Zanster versus jjakji, you guys still may not agree with my opinion that I think Zanster is a really cool wild card to have in this matchup. And it's really, for me, is more about him than jjakji. But looking at the list of players here, right, like just the Korean half of this for a moment, you got LeNock, jjakji, Zest, Gumiho, and Alive. That's 5 out of the 8 players that are Korean. Like, statistically speaking, we're going to see Korean versus Korean, most likely in the semifinals. That being said, though, if Zanster falls, I actually still feel like Gumiho's a really, like, he's on fire. This is his month. This is his, like, year, right? But a laser might just be the only foreigner here that could be a total roadblock, because he is that good. However, again, if this ends up being 2 Koreans in the or excuse me, 4 Koreans in the semifinals, I don't think anyone's going to complain. But I bring this up because this is all, of course, online and it's cross-server, and we're trying to find the best like NA versus Korea. Like, what server spot do we go west? Do we go central? That we can middle ground between these players. I wish it was possible to make LANs happen. I wish it was possible to get like some sort of connection thing going where these guys wouldn't have any concern about lag whatsoever. Because there are a lot of this parts of this that for me are like, did he eat that Widow Mine hit badly because the lag made him split a micro too late? Was jjakji's target firing more favorable because he has slightly less lag? Like, I don't actually know how much that's going to impact the games, but I know there's been moments in the past where it certainly has.
Yeah, definitely. That's an interesting drone. It's definitely hiding. It's just not. It's not really worth taking the 4th base in a secret location, or the 3rd rather. Both for the Zerg. You know they're gonna expand. It's just a matter of finding which one. But it was far enough that the Reaper didn't quite catch it, despite specifically looking for a drone that was kind of hiding. So that was nicely done. jjakji doesn't get that freebie. That's just an added bonus to Reaper, though. Really just is, obviously looking for the scouts in the 3rd base. He scouted a later hatchery, which can, like, set in panic to a Terran player who thinks maybe 2 Lings are on the way to cancel the command center, but that didn't really do anything, so. All Gucci on the macro front. We do have Hellions again, and a starport. And, now you mentioned how many Koreans would be in the top 4. There is already a Korean versus Korean matchup. They couldn't find, I guess, a 4th European. It's going to be... The next matchup, actually, is Zest versus Alive. Which is, like, pretty cool names. But Alive's so good, and Zest has just been not so good.
I love that 2/3 of the Koreans we have coming to Toronto are actually here, so we can kind of preview them, too. For those who haven't been keeping tabs on them. Because, what was it, like a week and a half from now? Toronto, right? 2 weeks? Something like that?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh boy, another 13-hour flight. Actually, this one is I think the flight that I got is like 10 hours to like, I don't even know, man. Like not even like Cali or someplace like I'd actually remember.
You should have timed it out so you could have gone back with your mom, fly next to her on the flight back, and then just stay home like an extra day or 2.
Yeah, maybe. I was like, ah. Yeah, maybe. Well, she is leaving like the day before I am. Well, shit. Oh well, that's okay. I don't think I would have.
By the way, once again, we do have Banshee with cloak, but the extra barracks indicate that it's not going to be mech. Much as I wish and yearn, and sadly it won't be the case. The Raven was an interesting change-up. The auto turret, I think, was already something Zerg dealt with better than any other race because of the way Link surrounded it, and you had a little bit of extra damage from a Queen. So I don't know that this was really going to be a threat in the first place. But combined with that Banshee, I think that auto turret could be incredibly dangerous.
It's almost always a freebie up until a certain point, and then against some Zergs who play roaches, it's like a huge freebie, just constant damage. But Zanster did play Spire last game, and I think he's going to do the same thing here. Yep. I think so. Thank you to X Tarkia for the new Twitch Prime sub.
Welcome to the Base Trade Brigade. Did we catch the other 2 guys, by the way, or no?
Maybe not.
Well, thank you, Marlo Stanfield, as well, for the 27 months of dedication, and then Black Spade Kamui for 4 months. Keep on keeping on. That is like my favorite phrase. Thank you for resubing.
Good catch. Raven plus Banshee equals quite a lot of damage, which is the little added bonus of the Hellions. That was quite nice. Gets 2 queens. Everyone has to just run. Leave the corpses behind. This game, Josh is going to be a little ahead on 1-1. Stim and combat shields will even out like a little bit better with his medevac drops as well. And their TC now on the way. Hellions just controlling the creep spread. Or an archaic form of Hellions.
The idea that, like, dating back to early 2000s, we can see evidence of the early archaic Hellions cleaning up creep spread.
I mean, that's what they were there for, and then Zergs got so used to them and so good against them, they just couldn't do anything.
Scorch marks on the wall have pictures depicted on them of the Hellions.
This is interesting. So we got a donation from Fatwix. one Twix, something like that. And it was, I actually saw this comment when I tabbed over for like the second that I did, and then he donated. But actually, get to that in a second. We do have an attack on the way. 2 Banshees, a Raven, some Auto Turrets. A couple of Hellions not quite able to turn to Hellbats. It looks like it was just a fake push. There weren't any Medivacs with it, so it was always going to be dangerous. And while testing the waters, obviously, there's enough Baneling to deal with it. So, not actually much to talk about. So back to the donation. If she uses Windows 10, she being me, and uses a driver for motherboard sound, she has to change its speakers settings to 2 speakers instead of 5.1 or 7.1. Okay.
You run your soundboard through your headphones though, because you have a USB headset. So I don't know if that would.
Yeah, I'm like.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to test and play
right,
later.
exactly.
But... Oh no!
Sure,
Is somebody lagging out? Is this me?
I hear you. It was a player, Zanster.
Oh, that made me take a deep breath. Josh is hitting a pretty sweet timing here. This times out with the combat shields and 1-1, of course, but Zanster also has his 1-1. He's not going to be outclassed by this.
I love the lings are so confused. There's walls everywhere.
Glass cage of emotion.
This is really nice. If the Spore Crawler goes down and he barely saves it, then this, this can definitely just stay here for a very long period of time, even against the Mutas. Oh, that was a good pick off. A lot of Banelings. I did not quite get anything. This is turning into a really good spot. Needs a bit more of the medevac support as he is, using them against us. And ooh, that Sparkler is barely in position. And he's still on creep. There's that one little creep tumor that probably should have died. But he's holding. How many was that? Let me see that. 7 Banelings they went down to that one of mine. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Picks up and goes home. Alright, well, Zanster's on 5 bases, 74 drones. Has not yet started 2-2. Oh, no. There's the melee. There's the Carapace. A little bit late to the Carapace. And is feeling confident of the Infestation Pit. I mean, he pushed back jjakji for now, but that wasn't really like a stomp. And there is still definitely some creep spread that needs to be put down again. He's feeling okay.
I'm actually having a lot of sneeze attacks here. I'm just gonna stay muted for a minute or two.
Okay. Well, then TvZ all for me. Once again, abusing this spot, Zanster is trying to take advantage of the location of jjakji's army to get some serious counterattack damage done. He did this before. It was thwarted by a wall, but this time a lot more units with this. But there's a lot of reinforcements for jjakji. Wouldn't mind trying to burrow too. Don't have drilling claws quite yet. And that might have been worth picking off with the mutas, but not going for it. All the lings die, only kill 4 workers. 4 workers die over here as well. Banelings come crashing in, but now they're off of creep and are simply avoided. The pickup I did not expect. And maybe it wasn't the best move. The mutas come back with the lings, and those combined mean that those clumped up marines aren't quite enough to do it, but still rallying forward 4 medevacs, 3 medevacs now. Jjakji pressing that right side point so hard might have looked really effective, but if he ever is pushed back entirely again, the rest of the creep spread has really actually started to really come out here. So now that he's forced to try a different path, he once again has to clean up a bunch of creep spread. Oh, that is a lot of Banelings on the way. Wouldn't mind do have drilling claws now. They can reposition. Oh, oopsie. Thor even on the way. Going back to the old style of TvZ. We do have that new increased armor as well. Big amount of Banelings, large amount of Banelings, but that wouldn't mind hit wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. Still nice enough though when the mutas actually get shredded actually going in there for a second. Instantly 3 or 4 of them die, and this might just be enough marines. They don't have a lot of protection. Finally, a marauder comes forward here, but they don't need much more. All the Banelings are gone. A Thor now could be the biggest marauder ever. Planetary is being made back at jjakji's 4th base, and this is going to crack Zanster. GG. Alright, 2-0.
A good game.
Nice one. So that sends jjakji to face Linok in the round of 4, which will be played tomorrow.
Follow up TvZ.
Yeah.
Not bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, guys, I'm having like some allergy stuff today. I went to take some pills during the first break we had, but I don't know if it just takes some time to kick in or what. But that got really bad during the end of that game.
Hmm. Well, we're going to be taking a bit of an extended break as the organizers want a 5-minute break here.
Yeah, sure. Before we do go to break, though, someone's asking, well, wish we'd invite Revolution Hero to get some games. I think Hero left the team recently, first off, but secondly, we're not actually in charge of this. We were invited to cast, and we're happy to do so in English, but we actually didn't organize this, so we have no say in terms of like what players are here or what's going on, really.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just here to cast. So 5-minute break, and then we'll be back with Zest versus Alive. TVP.
Woo!